Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's live stream, we are messing around with the three tanks that have just gotten new guns. We have the German light tank, the Lech Panzer 70K. We have the German medium tank, the Eric Concept 1, and in tier 10, we have the Chinese heavy, the 116F3. A vehicle that I have publicly called a piece of trash for a while, and finally, Wargaming has done their job of balancing the tank, and we're going to find out if it's actually a good vehicle or not in today's stream. Well, I already know all three of these tanks, whether they're good or bad, because I just spent the last hour and a half, 2 hours playing in these vehicles, as we can see. Played some games in the 116, played some games in the Eric Concept 1, played some battles in the Lech Panzer 70K. And I'm not going to showcase any of this gameplay because these battles are going to be in my video. But a brief showcase of my opinion on the Eric before we play in it in a little bit. Uh, 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 uh. Ah! Oh, yeah, you know, guys, the Lech Panzer. Oh! Don't worry, we got more aces. More aces. More aces. Oh, my God. Alright, well. Let's see what we can do here. See what we can do here. Wargaming, overcooked the Eric. I'll tell you that right now. Like, I said it was going to be overpowered when I saw the stats before. And it is overpowered. It's completely overpowered. The funny part is that my video was titled something like, Wargaming is changing the meta. And there were so many people that are like, the meta's not changing, it's only 3 tanks. I was like, bro, do you not understand what happens when you give a tier 9 medium 500 alpha, a 5-second intro clip, and then another 500 alpha? That's 1,000 damage in 5 seconds. The BZ-176 has 560 alpha, an 8-second intro clip, a top speed of 30, and the worst armor I've ever seen. Wargaming spent so much time trying to make that tank not overpowered, and then they just say, yeah, nah, mate, and then they release this thing, which is just so stupid. It's a Sheridan with 2 shots. That's really all you have to think about. It's a Sheridan with 2 shots at tier 9. It's dumb. It's really, 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 really freaking dumb. This is by far the most overpowered tier 9 in the game. But we're not going to start with the Eric. We're going to start with the 116F3 because this is the tier 10. It's the vehicle that sucked, where the other 2 tanks were already decent. So what exactly happened to the 116F3? Is it good? Is it bad? Well, it got a lot of changes. First of all, the 490 alpha gun got a dispersion buff. It is now 0.327 dispersion instead of 0.34 with refined gun. It's about 0.016 better. It's nice. It's not a huge change, but it does allow the gun to be a little bit better. Its on-movement dispersion also got slightly better. However, the only gun that I'll be running today is the 130mm Type 62 V2. This is basically a Cron. That's what it is. If you take a look at the stats, it's got 420 damage per shot. It has a 12.84 second reload on shell 1, 11 second reload on shell 2, and 9.17 second reload on shell 3. Some people still don't know this for some reason. The shells 2 and 3 have an intro clip, and you cannot start reloading those shells until the intro clip has been used. So for example, that 9.17 second reload is added on to these 2.73. So it's actually an additional 3 seconds. So shell 3 takes 12 seconds just about to reload. So there's really not much of an advantage or disadvantage dumping your clip or shooting single shot. The thing being, this tank at max has 2,100 DPM when dumping the clip or shooting single shot. The Cron is a little different. See, the Cron has 2,650 DPM when shooting shell 3. You can see it's a 6.56 second reload. But what's interesting is that the Cron has a 13.13 second reload on shell 1, which means that the 116 has actually better DPM than the Cron on single shot, but worse DPM than the Cron on shell 3 while keeping the other 2 in the barrel. In other words, this tank you want to dump the clip in, because you're going to get a boatload of damage with really no downside. Not only that, this tank has AP standard, which means you don't need to worry about goofy bounces. It's got decent heat bend, not great at 356, but enough to cut through most armor. And the best part about this tank is the mobility. I'll be honest, guys. The one thing that I don't like about the Kron is the mobility. It's too slow. It goes 34, and sure, it does have speed boost, which allows it to get up to 38. But this tank does not need speed boost. It goes 42. Not only that, it has a flat better power to weight ratio than the Kron. So you have a good top speed, a better power to weight ratio, and you have reactive armor. So in other words, you have kind of a lot. You have a lot going for this tank. So what are we going to do? First things first, we're going to drive into the dip, and we're going to see if any vehicles decide to play aggressive here. And going to wait. A little passive. Not seen anything just yet. We're going to flank. I have the mouse. I have a conf panzer. I got a lot of tanks covering me. Also, did my sense get messed up? No, I don't think so. I'm on like 0 sleep, so if my brain dies, you understand why. Either way, we're going to climb up this hill and see if we can get some damage into these players. Oh, there you go. We have the concept, which I don't have the gun depression for. One thing about this gun, it's not accurate. Not even in the slightest. It has terrible levels of accuracy. But it doesn't really matter because, again, you're an auto-reloader. And you can deal a lot of damage as an auto-reloader. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up from the concept because I might be able to get some damage into the enemy minnow. So that's what we're going to try and do very briefly. We're going to see if we can get some damage into that minnow. However, I don't want to be put into a spot where that minnow can shoot me. Thanks for streaming, sure. Thank you for the donation, KJ. Appreciate it, my dude. I'm going to move up. That mouse is awful. I mean, by far one of the worst players I've ever seen. We're going to put on reactive so I literally don't have the gun depression. Wow. This is still the problem with any... Okay. Where'd he pen me? Okay, just right through the turret. Oh, there it is. My game's over, just like that. I'm going to be YOLO'd by the 57. Yep, there it is. There it is. Yep. Wow. Isn't that fun? I love autoloaders. I love them. It's my... Yeah, no, of course not. Of course not. Nope. Nope, of course not, bro. Of course not. Yep. There it is. There it is. The Jagdpanzer was covering me. Left. All that Yag had to do was cover me. Sergeant Bacon. Thanks, Yag. I can't really get mad at the 116 for what just happened there. Thank you for the donation, Auric. I'm not going to reply to the donation, because you already know why, but interesting. Either way, all that Yag had to do is cover me, and I would have been fine. And if you had noticed earlier in the game, the Jagdpanzer was behind me. The Yag was right near the crane, and instead of covering me, left to do nothing. So, unfortunately for me, that ended up killing me, because if the Yag had covered me, that minnow would never have been able to flank me. I could have continued dealing with the 57 heavy in concept, and we would have been completely fine. But when you get players like this, a no camo mouse that YOLOs and dies in the first 10 seconds, a Jagdpanzer that screws you over, there's only so much you can do. That's all I can say. But it's one game. It's not that big of a deal. Well, you know what's sad? 1180 damage. That placed me third on the team. Yeah. Mouse, I 0 damage in a tank of 3000 health. 48%, 49%, 44%. Wow. We had a pretty great team there. All right, let's try that again and hope that we don't get an awful team. Bro making money chilling while he doesn't even answer the questions. Yeah, okay, bro. Okay, bro. Sometimes, I swear, some of my commenters are just retarded, bro. Iran is better, but F3 is usable now. What? 116 F3's gun depression gotta be 7 degrees instead of 6. I agree. I don't understand why they had to screw the vehicle over in gun depression. It is a really good tank now, I will fully say. Like, I enjoyed all the game. That last one was just it's NA YOLOs, right? They have a 57, they have a minnow. There's nothing you can do when you have a full health mouse that you thought was going to help you, who dies and does 0, and then the Yag that was behind you leaves you. So I'm not going to really say anything about the 116 that game. But I will say in general, I have been enjoying the tank a lot. I do wish that it had a little bit more flexibility in terms of gun depression. It would make it just that little bit more enjoyable. But as we can see, the gun on this tank has been very nice. Also, I don't know how we penned that 2 and 5U with that shot. Maybe Wargaming felt bad for me. But, I mean, you just watched that. You just watched me deal a lot of damage there. A lot of damage. We just took 1,200 off that enemy player, and now I'm being pushed by my mouse. Amazing. I'm going to tell my mouse to attack, honestly, and I hope he does. If this mouse goes for it, I will fully support him, but he has to go for it. Alright, 7, 6, come on, reload. Only a little bit longer. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. BZ does not pen me. There's a 525. There's a 399. Boom. This is where the gun feels great, right? We were talking about the auto reloader. This is where this gun actually feels fantastic, because now I'm actually dealing damage. I'm doing exactly what we tried to do in the first game, but as I said, we didn't have any team support. This game, we actually do have team support. We got the 4005 in the back. 3, 2, 1, bonk. There you go. 513. Not able to get the other shell out, but that's fine. I don't really need it to be. Alright, the BZ shoots our teammate. The best thing about an auto-reloader is you reload your shells as you reposition. So by the time I get to this enemy BZ, we will already have most of our shells back. And we can see that here. I'm going to ignore the 4005, put on my reactive, so if this BZ does shoot me, he's not going to do anything. There you go, we got 1, we got 2, and 3. Alright, well, that's pretty good. Not sure why the 121. Thanks, team. You ignored the 4005. That's on you. Alright. Let's move up. Yeah. Gets mad, then he sees who it is, then he, doesn't say anything. If you ignore a 4005, what do you expect is going to happen, my guy? Like, I ignored the 4005, but I knew I had enough health and reactive that the 4005 was never going to be a problem. You can't get mad at your team when you're in a 1-2-1 and you decide to ignore the 4005. So, I don't know what to tell you. Either way, that was a much better game. 5,500 damage, aced the vehicle, top on the team. This is more what I was referring to when it comes to the 116 and how it's actually really good now. Right? That was a good example. The DPM might be low, and I know there's always going to be people that cry when I make my review on the tank, which I already recorded. It'll be up later today. But I know that there's going to be people that are like, oh, it's only got 2100 DPM, Droodles, that's not good. It was the same people that cried when the Kron was released. I remember, the Kron was released, and there were so many people that are like, oh my god, but you're going to get YOLO'd in the tank. You don't get YOLO'd. I mean, sure, you might. But if you're going to use that first game I played on Canal as a example of me getting YOLO'd in the tank because I have poor DPM, any tank I would have been in would have died in that situation. Even if you give me the highest DPM heavy, like an E6, I would have died immediately to the minnow paired with the enemy tanks. So it's not really a valid argument. In general, you're not going to get YOLO'd. It's an autoloader. It's actually an auto-reloader, which is the best of both worlds. Chat is full like it used to be. Yeah, we got a lot of people here. 300. Also, Oracle, amazing comment. Have you measured it before? We have, how big is your dick, and have you measured it before? Those are the 2 latest donations, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing, my guy? Forgot the 116 has reactive? Exactly. The one advantage compared to the Kron. It's not the only advantage. It's quite a bit faster. 42 kilometers per hour versus 34, with a better power to weight ratio. This tank also has better hull armor than the Kron, and the turret armor was buffed in the latest update, so you're actually able to get pretty good bounces when driving this tank now. So you have a lot of advantages over the Kron. The Kron is a holding tank. This is a pushing tank. That's the difference. And because of that, I actually might say that I enjoy this tank more than the Kron. I know, it's crazy. I go from saying I hate the 116 to saying I actually enjoy it, but... yes, amazing 4005 there, my dude. Either way, you can see the mobility on this thing. It's quite a bit faster. There's the 268. And I'm just going to wait. See if that E100 crosses. And if he does, I will put on my reactive. That way, if the E100 shoots me, it won't... Okay. Well, one thing you do have to know about this tank is the accuracy is terrible. I can't believe that the E100 lit me on fire with a shell in my lower plate. That's just wild when you actually take a second and think about it. Good news is the 4005 absolutely obliterated that E100, so I may have lost some health for that play, but we're still in the clear. Alright, reloading. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to chill right here. Get one shell into the E100, and bye-bye. Big dub. Alright, well, we back up. Our Kron is doing okay. Full health, so he's able to hold. The enemy Kron has a really, really cringe spot, so that's not good. Oh, okay. Alright, that's actually really lame that the enemy 268 shot our 4005. Come on, reload. 3, 2, 1. Alright, we have a shot. Can't pen the 268 V4 at all, because I don't have enough heat pen, but our 4005 does pen the shot. Yeah, I really can't do anything to that player just yet, but now that they show me their lower plate, I can. Oh, he hits that. He hits that, guys. He hits that. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Once again, the Blitz player base never ceasing to amaze me with their amazing skill. Well, we'll see what we can do. I'm going to move up, and hopefully I can get some damage into this pan. There you go. Nice shot once. There you go. Nice shot into the 777. Another nice shot. Alright. It's pretty good damage. I mean, we're not going to win this. Our team is really bad. And, you know, with everything unfolding here, it's a pretty awkward situation to be stuck in. But I can back up. So, I guess there's that. Our team letting that Kron live with 13 health is a terrible play. Like, absolutely awful. I can't even do anything about that. Alright, but what I can do is I can reload, and I can move up over here. And there goes that player. Let's see. Come on, poke it. Come on. Bruh. Chris Kringler. Alright, well, there goes that player. Put on my reactive. Okay, that's bogus. I'm sorry. That is so bogus. That is so bogus. Reticle lag, as usual. Well, another amazing team, guys. Another amazing team. We did good. 3,200 damage. I can't get mad at the 116 at all that game. We had an E5 that did 300. Good job. I didn't even know we had mediums. Not a very good team, so whatever. Next game. Chinese accuracy. That's not Chinese accuracy. That's called reticle lag. It's when you turn faster than the game registers, because this game is server-based, not client-based. Client-based games, the way they work is when you play, you're hosting it. So, if I press the fire button, also, whoever, wait, one sec, let me see. Oh, yeah, Lemon, I don't care if that guy, like, donates. Like, you don't need to get rid of his comments, because I don't even care. Like, I will gladly take donations. At the end of the day, if he types sus stuff, then I just ignore it, because at the end of the day, I'd still rather get donations than hide the person donating. Either way, thank you for the donation. I know that's the same person as before. Alright, let's see. 3 crack insane tanks. I wouldn't say the 116 is insane, but the Eric is insane. That I will fully agree. You'll notice that the on-movement dispersion of this vehicle is actually really good. Like, really, really good. Oh, you think that you're going to be able to... Yeah, It's not so fun when you're not the only autoloader, dude. What's great is that you are going to run into people like that 50B who think I'm the alpha because I've got my 4 shell clip. Well, guess what, bro? Move along, because I now have an autoloader. Alright. Who won the 777 giveaway? Well, judging that I haven't announced the giveaway winners yet, and I said that they will be announced a week to 2 later, and you couldn't watch a 1-minute video to figure that out, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I should, like, write down people's names that ask who won the giveaway, and then specifically not let them win if they get picked, because, like, it's so annoying to have people constantly ask about stuff like that. Oh, there you go. And reactive. Oh, you don't... Ooh, 312. Ooh, you got me good. Alright, play the other ones. We're going to do this tank for the first couple games, and then we'll move over to the others. It's only been 20 minutes. Okay, let's reload. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for the track wheel. 465. Hi! This tank's a beast, guys. This tank is really a beast right now. Alright, let's move up. And maybe we can get some damage into the BZ-75. Don't want to be shot, but should be a pretty easy shell. There we go. Nice 408. Got the Sheridan on the rear. We're up to 3,500 already, so it's not like I really need to put in too much more effort. There you go. That player's knocked out of the game. 183 just fired. And I'm going to head over here to... Well, you know what? It's probably a smarter play to shoot this 183 once. So, let's do that. Bonk. There you go. Easy shot. We have the Sheridan all the way wide, which I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it. How did that Sheridan kill that guy? 740. Our girl must not have been running small, because that's the only world that Sheridan gets that. Look at the mobility on this thing, though. Like, tell me that a Kron could go this fast. It can't. It just can't. It's just, this tank is so much faster than a Kron. It's wild. 561. Bye-bye. 5,000 damage. It's horrible gun handling. What is? This tank isn't. The gun-based dispersion is bad, but gun handling is not dispersion. Gun handling is on-movement dispersion, and the on-movement dispersion of the 116 F3 is 3rd best in the tier. So that's not true. If you're making that opinion, it is simply wrong. Load gold, and bye-bye. Sweet. Pretty good game. Pretty good game, if I say so. Alright. $5,000 damage. We got an ace. Another win. Also, for those of you wondering, this vehicle will be sold in crates. Not sure when, but it will be sold in crates at some point. Not very shocking, to be entirely real. Let's be honest. Wargaming, you know, selling any tanks in crates is pretty normal. All right. Wish 114 SP2 also had some buffs on the gun, like having tungsten and better accuracy. We all do. 114 SP2 needs a better gun. What would I do to the 114? I would make it faster. The same speed the 116 F3 goes is what the 114 needs to go. Like, people don't realize, but mobility is it's such an important thing. And if you don't have mobility, then you're just not going to have fun. Will a blind person hallucinate after eating poisonous mushrooms? Also nice to see you back on the channel. Ayuxin was right, we should just boycott everything Wargaming. I mean, it worked with Reforged. At the end of the day, the problem is the CCs are the ones that actually need to make decisions. Those are the people that need to make decisions. I even spoke to Megaline, and Megaline is an official Wargaming CC, and even he agreed that N90 and people like Amunet just suckle Wargaming's teat. And that's their prerogative. They would rather gain the benefits of being close to Wargaming than the downsides of having their own free mind. But in my personal opinion, I disagree. I think that putting money or whatever the decision making is over, you know, the game is... Wow, that was crazy. That shot there was crazy. But you get my point. I highly disagree with the morals that they have. They can disagree with me and they can say I'm lying, but I'm not. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. Problem is, if you actually want Wargaming to make change, it needs to be done by all the people at Wargaming. And the problem is, most of them, the CCs just won't listen. Either way, we're chilling here. Problem right now is I'm screwed. Like, that's really the main answer to the issue. I mean, I can deal as much damage as I can, and once this TVP starts shooting, I'll chill and, you know, have my reactive, so this player's not going to do any damage to me, but I mean, look behind me, bro. What am I supposed to do in this result? Like, there's only so much I can do. There really is only so much I can do. And this team is just cooked. That's all I can say. My whole team is camping in spawn. The entire team. For me, that's really unfortunate. But what I can do is I can push the C50M back, reload a little bit longer, 3, 2, 1, and get 1 pen into the 50, and 2 pens into the 50. And of course, you have to tunnel me. Bruh, why? Why? You know my team's screwed. Why do we have to go for me in the cron? Lame. Let me get some farm out. Oh my god, what is that? Bruh. Alright, I'm just gonna jump down and reload my clip. But you can definitely see the mobility is quite a bit better in this tank. Alright, well, that's a loss again. Truly amazing. My brother. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with somebody playing the game fair and square or whatever, but it's a little cringe when you're part of my clan and you know who I am and you don't let me, you know, get a little bit of farm out at the end of the game. It's kind of lame. It's kind of lame. Can you please unban my account? The only way I can unban your account is if I go into the YouTube studio and do it, so you'll have to wait a little bit. But thank you for the donation. But yeah, I do find it just a little bit lame when you have a clan member who literally goes out of their way to kill you. They're supposed to be clan mates, not competitors. You guys get my point. Either way, we'll play in the 116 until we lose, which will probably be this game. The 116's been doing fine. Every single game we've been doing over 3K to 4K, even 5K. It's just our teams, as usual, are unplayable when it comes to Blitz. And this tank is not going to be making a big enough impact in some of those games. There's the 183. Oh, brother. The dispersion of this gun is really bad. It's awful, actually. It's 0.34. It's the worst dispersion for the alpha in the game. And obviously that comes with some big downsides. The upsides are that you have an autoloader and you can deal good damage and whatever. I saw that 183 go back up there. I'm going to take a blind shot. But you have some good upsides. As I said, the problem is you also have some big downsides. And the issue with this tank is that as long as you're more than like 100-something meters away, you're going to miss most of your shots. By the way, as I said, we're going to lose this game. It's already over. Our whole team got steamrolled over there. They're dead. Nothing I can do about it. It's cooked at this point. And you know what? It's our VZ's fault. Stick with your frickin' heavies. What are we doing, 60? Like, what are we doing, my guy? I know the 183's back here, but there's also nothing I can realistically do about it. Okay. 507. Alright. Just go, 60, my dude. Go. I'm going, and I don't care. Don't care about any of it. Is the 183 going to pop up behind me? Probably. And am I going to lose 1,300 health? Yep, there you go. But you know what? It's because my 60 TP is a big puss bag and refused to make a play even though he should have. So good job, my guy. I bled 1300 health because you refused to make a push. And now I die because of that, because the 183 will kill me. So thank you. It's very appreciated. Yep, bye-bye. Oh well. I knew the Eric was going to roll on my flank anyway, so the options were either die to the Eric or die to the 183. And you know what the funny part is? This was a fully winnable game. If our 60 TP had just grown a pair and pushed the minnow, and the minnow would have backed up, which he would have, I would have been able to kill the guy. But, whatever. Alright, let's go play in tier 9, and let's go do the Eric, because that's what a lot of you want to see. I'm sick of my tier 10 teams already. They can get out of this freaking game, bro. Stopped playing Blitz for almost 2 months now, and I'm no longer depressed, and I don't plan on coming back anytime soon. I don't blame you. I mean, you guys can see the games that I get. I mean, sometimes it's hard to enjoy this game, because look, it's already a defeat. Game's already over. What a shocker. As I said, you have these people which refuse to make plays. Refuse. Not even a bad player, 60%er. But I can't do everything in every single game. I should not be bleeding 1300 health because you're too scared to move up on the minnow and push him back so that I can get some damage out. It shouldn't be like that. Forge is 100% going to feel worse than now. I don't know, but it's just sometimes it's a little unenjoyable, and those are the games. You have a VZ that pushes to medium flank instead of heavy flank. Why? I don't know. The reason mediums usually go to medium flank and heavies go to heavy flank is as follows. Heavies spawn on the heavy side of the map. Mediums also spawn pretty close to the heavies most of the games, but mediums are fast enough to make a decision if things go south. For example, on Falls Creek, if I'm in a medium tank and I see the enemy team is potentially going to push to the medium side, I'm not going to play my tank super aggressive. I will still spot that flank. But the moment I see, oh, there's a 50B, I will leave. And because I have the mobility to leave, I don't have to worry about dying. The problem when you drive a heavy tank over to the medium flank is you don't have the opportunity to leave. You will simply die. So you are making the decision to kill yourself if the enemy team goes there. And you know that you're not getting support from me or the 60 TP or the other tank that was with me. That's the problem. That's the problem. Can you ooh-woo for your viewers in this stream? Yeah, bro. I'll give you an ooh-woo. Alright. Thank you very much, Matthew, for becoming a channel member. I appreciate it. Also, if I'm just a little bit crankier today than normal, the only reason is because I have no sleep. I've been up all night. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule, so that's the only reason why I might be a little cranky. But apart from that, we're pretty chill. So we are now playing in the Eric Concept 1, which is 3, 2, 1. Damn. The Eric Concept 1 is a completely overpowered tank. Why? Well, what Wargaming did is they gave it a double shot 500 alpha gun. Just think about that for a second. Take a moment and realize, okay, unspotted 704, just in the open, makes sense. But just take a second and think about what I just said. Right? So look at that. That's a 608 roll into the enemy 704, and then we just, you know, shoot him again for 526. So that full health 704 just lost 1,000 of their hit points. Just like that. That's insane when you take a second and you realize what Wargaming just put into the game. You think the Object 752 is overpowered? Okay. Okay, bro. It's like, what is this? What am I experiencing today so far? Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit here and shoot the Tiger. The other crazy part about this tank is that it's accurate. That's the other crazy part. Like, if this gun was bad on its accuracy, I'd be like, you know, it's not that good. It's actually accurate. It's very accurate. It has good DPM, 2300. That's pretty solid. And its accuracy is way better than it deserves to be. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to reload a little bit left. There's the T-28 Proto. And I'm going to back up a bit. Because I see the writing on the walls. I know what's going to happen. So I'm going to chill back here. And yep, that guy's dead. Come after me, Ritter. Let's see how this play works out for you. Bonk. There you go. 544. You missed me. And now I'm going to leave. Oh, what is that? That's so lame. Alright, and speed boost. Come on. Come on. Nice. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, the craziest part about this tank is that it's also quite mobile. It's not slow. Bro can see the future. I can smell the enemies. What are we gonna do? Huh? What are we gonna do in our Waffenträger? We gonna wait for the T-28 Proto? Is that what we're gonna do? I can tell you what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move up. And I'm gonna sniff you out, bro. Where are you? Did you turn around? I think he did turn around. Well. Hi. Do you remember me? Well, I'm sure you do now. Come over here. Hello. And, he still hits me. Oh, okay, we're good. Bonk, 440, awful roll, but, oh, we got the Ritter on our rear. Well, unfortunately for me, I'm not dead, actually. Put on my speed boost and keep on going. Oh, you missed me. You missed me. Hello, Mr. Ritter. How are you doing, good sir? Oh, YOLOing me wasn't the best play? That's crazy. Bye-bye. I actually don't think the Ritter is what hit me. I think it was the Charlemagne. Yeah, I think it actually was the Charlemagne. That makes a lot more sense. Bye-bye. Yeah, guys, this tank's good for the game. This is good for the game. Oh, yeah. I have no words, bruh. 3,996 damage. The easiest victory ever. Top on the team. No sweat. Yeah, this tank is stupid, bro. Did you donate for a tier 1? I don't see a tier 1 donation, you poob. You poob. Why do I always lose with 40 to 44% teammates? I'm 52%. I mean, first of all, if you're 5,200 games, you're playing in noob matchmaking, which means that you're not even out of the beginner matchmaker. Second of all, at the end of the day, player skill is a huge impact in why you're winning and losing. Sure, some of the games I play are losses, whether I do my best or I don't. But I would say 20% of the games I play, 20 to 25% of the games I play, I can influence. And especially in mediums and more mobile tanks, because right now the meta is mobile, this is why, vehicles like this influence so much. If I'm driving, a 116 F3, the tank doesn't have a huge amount of DPM, it doesn't have a huge amount of influence when your teams suck, because it's a heavy. But if I'm driving a medium, like this, oh, I can influence the games. A lot. Let's see. Bonk, 511, and we back up. 3, 2, 1. Come on, poke it. Oh, you don't want to poke it? Aw, that's a shame. Oh, there you go. You've the 50 spotted as well. Let's see. 07 indeed. Nice. He's not running Spall. Yeah, this tank is broken, guys. It's broke. It's absolutely overpowered. It's absolutely overpowered. Can I play a tier 2? I mean, I can, but just expect to be sitting in queue for a while. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Come here, AMX. Let me bonker you. Oh, ha, ha. Well. Oh, 614. You think we can ammo rack him? Well. Wow. You know what's crazy? What's crazy is that him letting me farm him actually killed me. That's insane. That's crazy. It's not his fault. I just didn't think their whole entire team was going to try and suck me off in the back of the corner. Right. Ain't no way you say I'm going to let you farm and then you do that. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bruh. And I'm going to... Oh, I'm not dead. I just can't believe that every single player, like, just flat out went for me there. I mean, I can't fully blame them. My tank is completely OP, but Here, let me repay the favor, Waffenträger. Yeah, bye-bye. See ya. Oh, you want the smoke? You want the smoke? Because you'll get it. Oh, we got a full health E50 over here. Let's shoot the E50. Hello. This thing is so stupid. 3,500 damage. A tier 2 tank. Alright, I will do a tier 2 game at the end of the stream, you poob. At the end of the stream. The tunneling. I don't even know what the heck just happened there, bruh. Like, don't get me wrong. The 30 obviously knew who I was. Typed in chat he was gonna die for, you know, he was gonna sacrifice his sins to me. That's chill. What I didn't expect is that the Waffenträger and T-34-2 were both going to turn back and shoot me. I expected the E-50 to shoot me. I did not expect those other two players to turn back. Because I had a full health 50 TP and 274A, who evidently did nothing. So, yeah, I don't know what the heck my teammates were doing during that time, but oh well. Is this worth 10k gold? Is what worth 10k gold? This? The Eric Concept 1? This tank is worth 20,000 gold. Hell, I think this tank is worth 30,000 gold. It is overpowered beyond belief, bruh. It is broken. Think of it like this, right? The Object 752 is widely considered the most overpowered tier 9 in the game. Why? Because it has a 420 double shot gun. This tank has a 500 alpha double shotgun, and it only has a 1 second longer intraclip than the 752. Not only that, it has 2300 DPM, it got an armor buff, it has insane levels of mobility, and its accuracy isn't even bad. Its shell velocity isn't bad. So, realistically, what you're looking at here is an overpowered tank. That's the real answer. Okay, we got the Foch. I'm going to back up. If I can keep this player here, and my team makes a play, it will be good. However, I do have to be careful. There's a 496, we get a bounce, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push to the side of the patent, get another shot, and jump off. There you go. Rolls 417, which is crazy high, but doesn't matter. We just took a full health patent and brought that player down to 800 health, and now we just back up like nothing happened. Tell me that's not stupid. Like, it's so dumb. Alright, I can't hit you, but I'm hoping that I can get this 92E1 shot, which we do. 554. Don't worry, you're not done yet, my guy. Yep, there you go. That's good for the game. Oh, I'm going to get behind the Foch, just like this, and I'm going to chill right on his rear. No, you don't. No, you don't, my dude. Keep on reversing, and now we should have his entire rear. There you go, 628. And 3, a 2, a 1, a bonk. Ah, 537. No, you don't. No, you don't. Please kill him, 4202. Thank you. Yo, guys, this tank's good for the game. Don't you agree? I think it's really good for the game. Listening to a medium shoot a Hori caliber gun is crazy. Yep. 3,200 damage. Not a single sweat broken. I mean, what else do I need this? It's stupid. It should not exist, bro. This tank should not exist. It should not exist. Like, I don't know what else to say. I really don't. How much dispersion? I think it's 0.32 with Cali. Or not Cali, refined gun. Watching this is giving me a brain aneurysm? Yeah, don't worry. Playing this is giving me a brain aneurysm. Enemy team is 2 mediums. Can we get a Kron and 752 game to compare? I mean, the 752 is not really comparable. I'm trying to think of a tank that's comparable, and maybe the Luis, but I'll play in the Kron and the 752 so we can get a good comparison. Alright, there's the enemy Caro. Oh, we have a XM. There you go. Nice 416. What is the XM going to do? That is an entirely different question. Well, there you go. Another nice shot. That's half the XM gone, just like that. Yep, that's right, guys. We just took off half of a tier 10 tank destroyer. My Caro is still alive, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my speed boost. I'm going to try and help out my Caro as much as possible. So I'm going to move all the way over here, all the way to the side, and I'm going to get to the flank of the XM. There we go, 430. Reload, and let's get another shot. There you go. Will my Caro kill him? Thank you. Good. Very nice. Alright, now we just drive into cover. Bro, look at how hard he wants to tunnel me. Like, that's crazy. 3. Come on. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Bonk. 466. And you're dead. Alright, reloading. Yo, guys. This tank's good for the game. U100. We got all the enemy bonkers over here. I'm going to try and find that T95. Oh, nope, T95 spotted as well. Alright, moving up. I'm going to get behind them as fast as I can. Our U100 still has 2,000 health, so he's not dying anytime soon. And that means I can flank pretty freely. Let's aim it on the rear of the 50, and bonk, 454. Then we have the enemy U100. Bonk, 530. Yup. Yep. 3,200 damage dealt so far. Okay. Well, don't you worry, guys. 5 more seconds. We'll have our shells back. 3, 2, 1. Bonk. 541 into the enemy 50. And we drive to the side of the 100. 543. I don't have words. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It really... This is a tier 10, essentially. It's a tier 10 that they've put in tier 9. It's better than tier 10s. It's stupid, bro. Sorry, I let you down. Win 3 in a row. Had the peer pressure. You're all good. Token. Well, 4,400 damage. Ace the vehicle. Like, what do I say? I don't even know what to say. I already messaged one of the Wargaming guys and said, you guys completely overcooked this tank. And I said I should have messaged him beforehand. But, like, it wasn't just the fact that Wargaming gave this tank 500 alpha. It's the fact that then they buffed the armor and then said, you know what, that's not enough. Let's also make it a double shot. Bro, what are we doing, Wargaming? What are we doing? What are we doing? Alright, let me get the 752 out because you donated for a comparison between the 752 and the Conf Panzer. Where would the 752 be? Here it is. So the 752 has similar DPM. The Era Concept 1 has 2,300 DPM. 752 is 2,400 DPM. 4-second incher clip, 0.308 dispersion. Basically, this is a... also, just so you're aware, actually, I'm not going to do the 752. You want to see the closest comparison? There's a tank you forgot about. It's Chinese. It is a heavy. And it's the BZ-176. This is the closest comparison I can think of to the Era Concept 1. Both of these tanks have 500 plus alpha. Both of these tanks have somewhat longer incher clips. Except this tank is a pile of smoking turds, because Wargaming balanced this tank in a way that it has no mobility, no gun depression, no armor. And then they just said, screw it, let's just release the Eric and give it everything. I mean, this tank is balanced. It's balanced because it's a piece of trash, right? It sacrifices everything for the double shot. We'll see how we can do here, but this tank's a piece of trash. No one forgot the BZ. Oh, well, I forgot the BZ. Yeah, it's literally, like, Wargaming said, let's take the BZ-176 and then just make it overpowered. That's what they did. Waiting on the Polish TDs. We'll have to see exactly how much DPM they have, but they're going to be broken if Wargaming gives them, like, over 400 alpha based off of the reload they currently have. is what I'll say. Okay, there's a Kampf Panzer 07, and here we are. Also, compare the accuracy of this gun, too. I mean, this thing's dispersion is so much worse. Interesting. There's the WZ. And aiming, bonk. 629. Let's aim it again. 3, 2, 1. Well, still got a pretty solid chunk of damage into that player. Oh, we got a T-49. Usually you're better off angling it like super steep. Yeah, I was about to say. You're going to be better over-angling in this tank than anything else. Look at how much worse the DPM is on this vehicle. I mean, look at the reload. You just sit and reload and reload and reload and reload. And you deal less, or not less, but you... Oh, God, bruh. Brother. This is where driving this tank feels awful. Like, absolutely awful. Because you're too slow to do anything. I mean, I'm literally too slow. Yeah. I'm cooked at this point. I will be honest. The only play... Oh, great. Yep. Thank you. Let's just hope the WT doesn't hit me. Well, he didn't. I did get into cover. But yeah, like, this tank is just not good when you compare it to the Eric. I would not be in this situation if I was in the Eric. But because I'm in this tank, I am in this situation. And I can tell you, this tank's not doing a very good job right now. Like, it's doing quite the opposite, to be real. Let's see. We have the T-49 over here. Nice, 583. Unfortunately for me, I'm dead. We did okay, 2,700 damage, but do you see how limited this tank is by the mobility? Once you shoot, you're done. You have this incredibly long reload, you have really mid DPM, and you're landlocked, essentially. You just can't move. Where I am 100% confident if I was in the Eric in this game, we would have won. Because I would have just maneuvered around and killed the enemy and won. Show us your cat. You have another account? I'll get my cat when we get the tier 2 game out. Because my cat is not in my room right now. Either way. Our team was awful. I mean, 600 damage. Joker. What are we doing, dude? And, like, the whole team was terrible. So, the BZ did not do bad for the situation handed to us. But the difference is that this tank just cannot make that impact. It doesn't have that mobility. It doesn't have the gun depression. It doesn't even have armor. This tank has worse armor than the Eric. It's stupid, bruh. Now let's do the Kron so that we can compare it to the 116F3. There you go. Kron is properly equipped. I have the exact same equipment loadout in the Kron as I do in the 116. Get your dog. Yeah, bro. Let me go get my dead dog. Me every time I aim in on the 116. Aiming. Yeah, it is bad. Alright. Well, let's see. $500 USD. What am I looking at? Yes, give me the 500 USD. Listen, we got the donation goal. We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Can we get into a game already? Please? Please, Wargaming. Please get us into a battle. But we'll mess around with the 116 again after this game, because the 116 is the main vehicle that I really want to get a feel for. Alright, here we go. TVP. Leopard. 4202. Alright. Rip Ozzy. Yep, Ozzy Osbourne is indeed no longer. Do not remove the Cali buff. I disagree. I think the calibrated buff needs to be nerfed. Or, calibrated, in my opinion, should be removed from the game. I don't understand why it needs to exist. It kind of removes the purpose of skill. And I love calibrated, right? But at the same time, like, I'm gonna abuse it because it's overpowered, but it definitely needs to be removed. Your cat name? Penny. The Pen Beeb. So many tanks already have dog. crab pen. Name... like, it's just skill issue. That's my reply. Massive skill issue. Alright, let's see what we can do. We have the Stridsvon in front, which we get a nice 430 into. There you go. Nice shell, and... yeah, I don't think that was a good play there, Stridsvon. I don't think that was. Maybe don't try to, like, win a haul-down fight against a Kron. There's, like, a thin bar that you can pen on the Stridsvon, and if you know where it is, it's super easy to hit, but you have to know where it is. There you go. Nice shot into the Leopard. I mean, the Kron's doing fine. The Kron is an overpowered tank, and it will always... ooh, just realized they have a Kron. I don't necessarily want to be in a spot where I'm going to get farm alert, but we'll move up. I'm reloading. 3, 2, 1. Alright, we got some extra shells now, and... bonk. Nice 400 damage. A Kron missed me. Let's see, is the Ag going to poke it? I mean, at the end of the day, I just gain DPM if I sit here and do nothing. That's not good. That's not good at all. I'm going to reverse, and I'm going to aim it on the 4202. There you go. Tracked him. Boom. 575. Yeah, honestly, I don't care. Tunnel me all you want, bro. Because, you know what? I still have teammates left, and I don't care. You are going to be cooked if you continue tunneling me. Yep, good job, Stridsvon. Come on, keep tunneling. Oh, ooh, ooh. I'm more worried about the 183 killing me than any of these bozos. Like, I don't care about these guys. Because, sure, you killed me, and in return, you now have a Leopard 1 and every other player on you. So, congrats. You did it. Good job. That's where the 116 would do definitely better, because the 116 has reactive. So, if you get rushed by enemy tanks, it's not going to be as big of a problem. Of course, we had 2, most likely 40%ers that went over to this flank of the map, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. We are going to win this game, and it is 100% the Kron, the Jagdpanzer, Stridsvon, Leopard. The entire enemy team is the reason why they're losing that game, because the smart play would have been to not YOLO into the open and kill yourselves for a Kron. Let's take a look at the post-game results. But yeah, the Kron is really good when you're able to sit hull down, where the 116 will be very good when you're able to play aggressive. So... 3,700 damage, still a really solid result. Can't get mad. Alright, let's get back into the 116 and see what we can do. Battle. Just in a game with you. You were in the Einrich. I was the Destiny. Faust. I know the game you're talking about, but I don't remember a Destiny on my team. And if you were in a stock Destiny, I swear, bro, I will poob on you. I swear. You better not have been in a stock Destiny, my guy. All right. Well, come on. Get us into a battle. Help, I'm sick. I'm sick of Blitz teammates. 1 in 22 on the T-44. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm going to be completely real. If you're using the 122mm on the T-44, you have, I don't even know what to say. I really don't know what to say. And anybody that has a few working brain cells understands why you shouldn't run the 122 on the T-44. You know, maybe it's the fact that it has like 1,300 damage per minute. You know, that might be the reason. But what do I know? You know, I'm just a measly player. No camo is wild. Or maybe, just maybe, I do have a camo, and it just loaded in. Stock Destiny Hesh only experience. Exactly. Exactly. Alright. Let's move up and see what we can do. We do have our team supporting us, so that's nice. Alright, base D is being captured. We got the 777, we got the 4. Alright, keep on going, keep on going. Alright, there's the enemy. Okay, okay. Yes, make sure to block me 121. Very helpful. Well, there you go. Nice 456. As I mentioned, the gun depression on this tank is not great. Just thank you, mouse. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hate mouse players, bro. They're so oblivious. They're like, I have somebody trying to drive around me. Let me drive into him, you see? Alright, he's not poking it. We have to move up. I'm going to try and deal with this over here. This is definitely a much smarter play. So let's head over to this flank. Ah, we got 777 over there. I need to move up. I don't have a choice. I need to move up and save these guys, because if I don't, it's cooked. Put on reactive, which basically nukes that 60 TP's damage output. Alright, will that T-92 rush us? That's an entirely different question, but what I'm going to do is aim it on the 60, get a nice tracking shot, and back up. Alright, we have the Caro, which is obviously a major annoyance. 60 just shot, though. You're going to regret this, Caro. You know why? Because you may have shells now, but you're not going to have them in a second. There's a bounce. Oh, is this not working out for you? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah. As I said, you have these players who think that they're hot, and they're not. They're hot garbage, because they don't realize that you're in an auto-reloader now. Alright, just going to keep on going ring around the rosy with the 60. You can do this all day with me. I'm in an auto-reloader. The longer you take trying to shoot me, the more DPM I gain. There's 2 shells into my tank. There's 1 pen into you. 2 pens into you. Bye-bye. I don't know why he wouldn't go for, like, the 121 or something else, but, Oh, we got the 92. Hello, good sir. Would you like to talk about your car's extended warranty? Ah, that's the dispersion of this gun, but it's fine. We'll just keep going. Yes, run away. Run away like a good boy. I'm not going to shoot him there, but I will there. Nice. 395. We're up to 3,800 damage. And a pretty easy game. Yeah. No problems from this tank today. Alright, we have the Marat running away, and bonk. Wanted to make sure we guaranteed that pen. 4,271 damage and a pretty good game. .116 cooking? I know. I mean, we aced it again. I wonder how many aces we can get in the 116 today, guys. I do wonder, because I mean, my stats are going up in the tank, which is good. 30 aces in 99 games. That means basically 1 out of 3 games I ace the tank. Like, that's crazy when you think about it. That is crazy. Droodles should collab with Old Man Blitz. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna collab with Old Man Blitz. Welcome, tankers of the Blitz. Wait, no, that's Flossie. Bro, Flossie is just dead. I don't know what's been going on with Flossie. Dead. Absolutely dead. What if Wargaming took away your press account? Well, I still have my main account, which already has the 116 F3, already has the Lech Panzer 70, and already has the Eric. So in other words, I don't really think it would affect me much. There's only a few tanks which I don't have on my main account, and I'll just wait for them to get cheaper. One of them is the Chieftain Proto, because it's ridiculously expensive. One of them is the Tiger Mouse, because I wasn't spending $200 on that tank, and one of them is the Defender FVE. Apart from that, I'm pretty sure I have all the other tanks. So, Wargaming can't stop me. They'd have to ban my main account, and I haven't done anything to warrant a ban, so if they did ban it, I would literally sue them. But I'm not worried about that, so it's not something I would ever have to be cautious about to begin with. Alright, let's cross. We got the enemy Kron. Shell missed. Kron pens me. Yep, guess what, dude? I'm an auto-reloader. I like how everything just pens me, though. It is pretty lame. Nice. Easy shells into the enemy Kron. See the difference, though? I can use my reactive and push in and get bounces and deal damage and not worry. That Kron can't. And because of that, my durability in this tank is a heck of a lot better than the durability in that player's tank. So I've already dealt 1,200 damage. That player's gone. Kron's no longer a threat. We chill, we reload, and we're all good. Alright, I'm just gonna chill here for now. Hello, Mr. Yo. Oh, you bounced me. Oh, that's a real shame. See, the good thing about the Yo bouncing me is it gives me more effective DPM, essentially, because I can just reload, and let's get this Kron taken out of the game. Bye-bye. Alright. And now we reload again. Alright, Yo just shot, so I don't need to worry about that. Just waiting for my second shell. 3, 2, 1. Bonk. And not going to waste my time on that, of course. Oh, they only have a couple tanks left. Let's push up on this Yo. Ah, there's the Vickers. Just in their spawn. Super skilled player, of course. Bonk, 480. And bonk, 426. Puts us up to 2,900 damage. I don't think we're going to get any more this game, but still a pretty good battle nonetheless. Actually, we might be able to get a shell into the Yo. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, my bad, bro. My bad. Would you say this tank would be somewhat comp-worthy now with the new gun? Maybe. I mean, the comp players will probably experiment with it, but there's a couple issues. First of all, I doubt any of them have this tank. What percent of the comp players bought the 116 F3? Probably less than 5%. So the chance of having mainstream 116 spam is slim to none. Second of all, it still has really low DPM, 2,100. In pubs, that's fine. You don't need DPM in pubs. But in comp, damage per minute is an important thing. But I do think that it actually has comp value. I think with the mobility buff, the armor buff, and now the gun, I do think that this is a legitimate contender for comp, because you can use the reactive, you can bait, and then you can get that clip out. And because you're an auto-reloader, you shoot single shot. Once the enemy's reactive wears off, that's when you go bam, 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 dump your clip. And you can clear the enemy with that. And because you don't really lose DPM dumping the clip, it's not too much of a downside. Can we load into this game already? Thank you. Aren't comp players given all the tanks for free? No. I don't know where you got that idea from, but it's definitely not correct. Alright, well, here's a good example of the mobility difference between the Kron and the 116. Once I get up to speed, I just absolutely strip. I mean, you can see that here. Look at this. The Kron does not keep up with me. And that's not to say the Kron's slow. I'm just quite a bit faster. Kron just lost 700 health in that. I didn't. I'll wait right here. There you go. I beat the enemy Kron in the position. I get a nice 400 damage shell out. And now I move over here. And I chill. There you go. We have our shots. And let's see. The enemy team has a 183, which I have not seen yet. So that is a threat, which I need to be worried about. There you go. Oh, you want to make a poke? Well, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And because I have reactive, guess what? You only did 700 damage. This is exactly what I'm talking about by this tank having more capabilities. Yep. Bye-bye. Yep, I knew it. I knew they'd have a 183 back there. I knew it. Ah, there it is. There it is. Just, there it is, guys. There it is. Where'd it even pen me? It ricocheted off my mantlet. See my mantlet? It ricocheted off my mantlet and went into my hull and rolled 1,088. There it is. There it is. There it is. Suck a freaking fat one, my dude. That is bogus beyond belief. Come on, reload. There's 1. 2. 100% worth. You won't get the shell on me, 121. Kron didn't know it was an auto-reloader? Nope, it did not. Oh my god. That's where the dispersion is very bad on move. That is definitely where it is. Nice shot. Can you easy 100 and camp all the way in the back? I don't know about that one, Chief. That's a interesting donation, is what I'll say. Well, don't know what this VZ's doing, but I don't want to be in a situation where he shoots me. There's one shell from the VZ. There's 2 shells from the VZ. And there's 1 hatching shot from me. And I literally can't pen him, so I guess I just won't shoot the second one. It's fine, though. We still did completely solid results in this game. That 183 really just casually trap shot you. Yep. 4,200 damage, though. Pretty good game. Top on the team. Yeah, I can tell you that. I'm going to have a fun time playing in this tank. I'll do all the donations at the end of the stream, just because I want to showcase these vehicles. I sold my tier... You're referring to the tier 9. I guess you just missed the tier 9. APCR pen is around 280. It's a very good tank, so I don't know why you'd sell it. You just have to learn to aim better, I guess. I mean, penetration isn't the most important thing in the game. It is an important value, but it is not the end-all, be-all. Believe it or not, a tank that has really, really good haul-down capabilities and the ability to flank opponents with great DPM and solid accuracy might not require the best penetration. And there are multiple tier 9s in the medium class which don't have good pen. Now, I do agree that I think the pen should be buffed, but it's not a ruining factor of the AMX Proto. I think that it's actually a very fun tier 9. And once again, there's a difference between skill and opinion. Your opinion is that because the tank has bad pen, it's unplayable. In reality, it's you not understanding how to use the tank properly, and instead of adapting to the situation given to you, you simply just give up and say it's the tank's fault. That's the difference between a good player and a player that doesn't really learn. Alright. What is my gaming gear? I don't know what that means. That comment doesn't really make sense. Could you clarify? Okay. Alright, game. Alright. Alright, nice. Still, 800 health off those players. Let's reload. Get the Sheridan fully wide. Sheridan's turning back now. Interesting. I mean, I don't know what the hell our 4005's doing. I guess he's YOLOing? Interesting. Yeah, good job, 4005. Who could have guessed that was going to happen? Oh, me. Oh, I could have. Uh-huh. Hello. 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 Alright. Well, yo guys, autoloaders are good for the game. What do I think about capturing bases? I don't do it unless I have to. That's as simple as it is. If my team is in a spot where I have to cap a base to give them a win, then I'll do it. But, like, in most games, I'm not going to cap. Like this game, for example. I didn't cap a base, and there was no downside to not capping it. So, because of that, I think I made the right play. Goodbye. Well, another pretty chill game. Jointly, can you give quick summary? 3 tanks got auto-loading guns. Except this one's an auto-reloader. 280 APCR pen will not cut through any armored tanks. Wrong. It will cut through the lower plate of a 60 TP. And can you name any tanks? You said 280 APCR pen will not cut through my 60 TP haul down. Do me a favor. Name any tier 10, a single tier 10, that will pen your 60 TP haul down. Name a single one, and I'll listen to your argument. But what you're doing here is you are making a strawman argument, where you're acting like because a tank can't penetrate a vehicle haul down, it therefore makes that tank bad. Well, I can tell you for a fact that no tier 10s are going to reliably pen a 60 TP hull down, because you can't, unless you're shooting at the hatch, which the AMX can pen. Your arguments are not valid. They aren't. It's like saying, oh, well, I can't pen a cron frontally. First of all, you shouldn't be shooting at the front of a hull down 60 TP in a medium tank that shouldn't be fighting one. Second of all, why are we even trying to fight? Why are we putting ourselves in that situation? What brain cell of yours is telling you, I see a hull down 60, let me try and fight it in a tier 9 medium with 300 alpha? Again, smarts versus dumbs. If I'm in a medium, I'm fighting enemy mediums. If there are no mediums on the enemy team, because I've already killed them, I'm flanking the heavies. I will never play a Leopard 1 against a hull down 60 TP, a hull down Kron. Your comments are not making sense, my dude. Alright. Doesn't matter how broken it is. I just did 3K, 3 games in a row, and still took the L. I mean, that's how Blitz is, but it also depends on where you're playing it and how your teams are and everything else. The only tier 9 pen I find terrific is the T54. There's some that have good pen. For example, the Air Concept has decent pen. Most tier 9s that have heat have over 300 mils, but 300 mils of heat is actually pretty equivalent to about 280 APCR, so it's pretty similar. I just hate when people make arguments that aren't valid. They make an argument that suits their narrative, but doesn't actually make sense when you break it or deconstruct it. If you're going to make an argument to why you need more pen, then give me an actual legitimate example. If you're saying I can't pen an E50M hull down, then sure. But there's not a single tier 9 medium that can pen a hull down E50M. Also, don't we love games where 2 tanks on the enemy team are already dead before I've been able to literally get in the position? Yeah, welcome to Blitz. Okay, there it is. There it is. There. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Wowzers, guys. We had both of our shells go into the gun of the enemy grill. While I do like this tank, and I do think that the addition of having a auto-reloading gun was the correct move, still don't know why they made the dispersion the same as a 183. I don't understand that one. And we haven't had too many moments where the guns made me want to, like, gouge my eyeballs out, but that was definitely one of those moments there. That was definitely one of those moments. Alright, well, we're not going to deal any damage because this is an instant steamroll. Welcome to Blitz. I hate games like this. I don't care if I'm on the winning team or the losing team. Games like this suck. Nobody wants to play a battle where the game's over before it even began. It's not fun. It is simply not fun. There's one shell into the VK-90. Just not going to shoot until... Oh, well, he's cooked anyway, and my 777's blocking me, so I'm just going to drive out, and... No, I was never going to pen that. Doesn't matter, though. It's over. The whole game's over. I did, like, 1,000 damage. That was so cringe, bro. Try the single shot? No, there's no point to use the single shot. I will always say that auto-reloading guns are better, or any gun which has a clip is going to be better than a single shot. I even made a video on the Somavente Contra Car 64, the Tech Tree Tier 8 Heavy, and many people would try and argue that the single shot with, 700 more DPM or whatever is the way to go. I disagree. I think the auto-reloader is the way to go, because you can still deal more damage in a shorter amount of time. If I'm being rushed, right, pretend the enemy team has a E100. That E100 has 1,500 health, okay? It will take me 4 shots with the auto-reloading gun to kill that E100. It will take me also 4 shots with the single shotgun to pen and kill that player, because 490 alpha, even if we say it's 3, to reload 3 490 alpha shots, it's going to take me over 30 seconds. For me to kill that E100 with the auto-reloader, if I already have 3 shells loaded, it'll take about 15, 16 seconds. It's half the time, because you have so much damage loaded in the barrel. It's as simple as that. Should I grind the 121 or 132-1? Yeah, go for the 121. If you're a skilled player, I would probably say the 132-1, but in general, I think the 121's more fun. They don't really have any tank destroyers for the most part, especially not any that I'd be worried about. Ah, there he is, though. Alright, let's move up. And a bonk, 460. A bonk, 430. And a bonk, 414. Just like that, we did 1,300 damage. Now, if I was running the 490, would I have been able to do that? No, I would have gotten one shot out and backed up. That's the difference, and this is why auto-reloaders are better. This is why clippers are better, because you have so much more capability for such a little trade-off. That's as simple as it is. Alright, grill's still there. And 3, 2, 1. Alright, and we put on my reactive. There's 417. 396. What is shooting me, bro? Like, okay. I guess every single player on the enemy team is shooting me. It's fine, I have reactive on, so they didn't really do anything. It was like little ants trying to peck away at my health, but they only took away 1,000 in that whole entire engagement, which really isn't that much when you think about it. Alright, we have the grill, we have the IS-7, we have all these nasty players, and problem is, I can't really leave this spot, you know? Might be able to. IS-7's making a poor play, which is moving up. It's 100% a poor play because they've locked themselves in that position now, and there you go, they're dead. And with that player locked in that position, it now means I can realistically move up and try and take this grill out of the game. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I don't care about the Rhino, I really don't. What I do care about is this player over here. Bruh, cringe. Very, very Chris Kringler. Let's see if we can get the grill shot. Come on, where are we going to go, my dude? Well, I can tell you where you're going to go, and it's straight back into the garage. There's 473. There is 406, and 447. Still have my reactive, which means that I barely bleed any health. The grill bounces me. We've blocked 2,600 this game, and I'm not really worried about the grill, because in just a moment, I will kill him. There you go. Again, could a single shot have done what I just did to the grill? No, it would not have been able to. And it's why there's no reason to run the 490. There's just no reason. Sir, single shots do have advantages, but I just don't see a world where the 490 is better when I can just do this. You should have made this a suffering stream. I mean, I could have. No gun block this time? Yeah, because I didn't load high explosive. If I had loaded AP on the previous grill, I also would not have been gun blocked, but I loaded high explosive because I saw he wasn't running Spall Liner due to my teammate shooting him before. There you go, we aced it again. Did you not ever do that 752 game? Okay, you poobler. Alright, well, let's keep on enjoying the 116. It is honestly rather shocking that this tank is being enjoyable. Would you put this tank in Super Strong? I would. I would put it in Super Strong. I don't think it's overpowered. I mean, it's hard for me to really say. Because one part of my brain is saying that all auto-loaders and auto-reloaders are inherently overpowered. Because they are. I mean, you've seen what I've done to the enemy. You simply get your clip out, back up, reload, and you do it again. And it's so hard to counter a tank when it does that. But there's another portion of my brain that is saying, you know, it doesn't have a lot of DPM, and it doesn't have a crazy amount of gun depression. But it also has reactive, and it has a lot of health, and it has decent mobility. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that this tank does... It definitely goes into the Super Strong. I don't know if it's above Super Strong, or it stays in Super Strong. Recommendations, which tech tree that have autoloader heavy? I would either recommend to go for the Renacharante or the VZ55. I think the VZ's a bit easier, so probably go for the VZ. Isn't it better to call it strong instead of super strong? No. This tank's definitely in the super strong category. I think the tank is balanced because of the poor accuracy and DPM. It doesn't have bad DPM, though. And the turret armor isn't bad because they buffed the turret armor. It's now 340 millimeters thick, which means that most tier 10s will have to load gold, and even then they'll still probably bounce you. It actually is pretty good in every regard now. If the turret armor was still as weak as it was before, I would have agreed with you, but now that it actually has pretty decent turret armor, I can't really say it's awful. Okay, we are spotted. That's definitely the T100. I really don't care, though. If you're driving a T100 to this flank of the map, you're not really doing your team a service. Alright, there's the BZ. We got the 50 TP. I don't love fighting enemy tanks hull down when I'm in a vehicle that really isn't meant to fight hull down. Play game in the 7.5.2. I mean, I can, but I will be honest with you, Manhattan. Comparing the 7.5.2 to the Eric concept is just, they're not really comparable. They might have similar guns on paper, but they're definitely not going to be a fully on comparable tank. Well, we got a decent amount of damage into the enemy VZ. Now we chill here, but I do appreciate the donation. Appreciate it. Oh, we got the 50 TP. Nice. 430. Reload again. 438 again. We've already dealt 1,600 damage. But this is what I mean by auto-reloaders are just so stupid. You just don't really have a downside. I can still shoot on single shot and have plenty of DPM. There you go. VZ shot once. I don't know if that player's on reload or not, but I don't really care. Right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bonk, 432, and bonk, 418, and then I back up. It's just so dumb what you can get away with in this thing now. I mean, it used to be bad, but now it's just great, bruh. And bonk, there you go, 412. How much damage are we up to at this point? 2,900, so one more pen and we're at 3k. And that one more pen will be this enemy T-95 right in front of us. I would assume that T-95 is going to go for the Ag Tiger. I don't know, though, and I don't really want to be in a spot where, like, that T-95 shoots me. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. Yep, there you go. Type 71 just bled a lot of health for that, and we get no damage, so I guess we're actually the losers. No point to shoot high explosive. We'll fire standard shell. M46 drives into a wall. Amazing skill there. What's impressive is how bad our team is doing right now. Type 71 is not doing very good. These players need to get a grip on what they're doing because they're not doing a very good job right now. I'm going to put on reactive and I'm going to send the M48. All I need to do is push this guy and get my final shell loaded. That's all I have to do. So we're going to chill right here. 3, 2, 1, and bonk. There is 374. And bonk. There you go. Nice. Let's see. Our AMX is making a bad play. He's backing up into the line of sight of the Prague for some reason. Why would you do that? It's such a bad play. Alright. And going to head all the way over here. Keep on going. No, you don't. Bye-bye. Alright, Prague is going to run over here. Nice. There you go. Pretty good game. It's just a flat, round cron. Yeah, it's literally what it is. It's a cron that can play aggressive. That's all it is. Except, I would honestly say it might be better than the cron. Because the one problem with the cron is that it can't play aggressive. This can. The cron only mostly does well on a ridgeline. Now, the cron still does out-trade enemies. Like, if you're on flat ground, I can still poke you, bleed 400, and shoot you back for 1,200. But this tank doesn't even have to do that. Half the time you get a bounce, and even if you don't, you have reactive. This thing is really, really, really good. I mean, I'll add my average damage in this vehicle when we're done with the stream. The problem is I played, 90 games in this tank when it was a pile of trash, so now that I'm doing really good in it, it's hard to, recoup the stats. Alright, I will do the 7.5 for you, Manhattan. I wonder if our Gooner man is still here. You put the Kron in OP, but not the 116. Well, the Kron has 9 degrees gun depression and a impervious turret, and it also reverses at 20 with super speed boost. 116 does not. And the Kron also has 2,600 DPM, the 116 has 2,100. So there are still definitely advantages to the Kron. Many advantages to the Kron. But the advantages of the 116 are still apparent. It has much better hull armor, it has better pushing potential, and it has reactive. And those are big advantages. It also has, again, better mobility. But yeah, the Kron is an overpowered tank, 100%. I just don't know if I want to put the 116 in OP. It's hard for me to say. I'm going to honestly say it is overpowered, though, as of right now, with the auto-reloader. And the simple reason why is because when the Rhino was first introduced into the game, I remember not saying the Rhino was overpowered. And I remember saying it was balanced. And then the longer the Rhino existed, the more I realized that I was wrong and it was just flat overpowered. So I'm going to stick with my guts and honestly believe that the 116 is kind of OP. So, what's going on here, bro? Oh, brother. Ooh, bro. What is that? That is the dumbest RNG I've ever seen. Alright, well, let's push in. There's not much else to do. Have you tried the new Lek Panzer? We'll do that as well. We'll do the Lek Panzer after this game. How's that, guys? Ah, the spawn camping Skoda T27, a skilled player. Hello. Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is, brother. There it is. I have no words for my RNG sometimes, guys. Ooh, 508. That's nice. Didn't make up for the missed shell, but... Rhino OP would need better armor? No, it does not need better armor. And it's not an opinion. Like, don't get me wrong. I like debating with people, but... the Rhino is overpowered. I'm not the only person that thinks this. Go ask Peter KekW, who's one of the top players on the EU server. Go ask Canavro, who's one of the top players on the EU server. We all agree. The Rhino is overpowered. It has good armor. You physically can't pen the thing on a ridgeline. It's the same armor that a Kron has on a ridgeline. Sure, the turret's not as good as the Kron. It's still overpowered. Hooah! Bro, what is this tank? Why are we hitting these shots, bro? What is this? What am I experiencing right now? What is going on? That is the dumbest RNG I've ever had right there. 530. Ah, yeah. Then yeah. Well, at least I got my comeuppance. Alright, reloading. As I always tell people, I try to keep opinions as far away as possible when it comes to my, Okay, can I spot this guy? Thank you. I try to keep opinions as far away as possible. A 0 damage high explosive. Alright. I try to keep opinions as far away as possible when making reviews and things like that. And the reason why is because if you have opinions, then people can counter them. But, like, there's not much of an opinion when I say, you know, the Rhino's OP. It kind of just is. I think the only way that I live against this Skoda is doing exactly that. You always want to over-angle this tank on the side, because the lower plate is the weak spot. But if you over-angle it, that's where you're going to get your good bounces and stuff. There we go, 605, and bye-bye. Well, there's your 752 game. It's still a incredibly overpowered tank. I mean, you can see that. Yeah, 5,100 damage, second class. I mean, the tank's stupid. It will always be stupid. The 752 is dumb. So, I can't really say anything negative there. What do you think is the worst tanks in Tier 8, 9, and 10? I mean, the worst tank in Tier 8 is the Quetzal. That's not even a debate. It's just the worst tank in Tier 8. The worst tank in Tier 9... there's honestly quite a bit of good Tier 9s. I don't think any of the heavies are really that bad. The BZ-74 is probably the worst heavy in Tier 9, but I can't really say any of them are bad. None of the tank destroyers are bad. None of the mediums are terrible, but there is one medium that stands out to me amongst the rest. Yeah, I would say pretty confidently the FEE Defender is probably the worst Tier 9 in the game. You might say, what the heck are you talking about? Well, tell me a tank that's worse than the FE Defender, and I'll listen. But I legitimately don't think this is a very good tank. My average damage is 2,600, which is probably the worst average damage I've had in Tier 9 in a very long time. And the problem with the vehicle is that it has terrible pen. 230 standard, like, that's awful. This tank, 260 standard. Like, even the E50, that's been in the game for years. 240 standard, like, it's basically the worst standard pen in Tier 9. And the premium pen's not great either. Actually, no, the premium pen's alright, but the standard's bad. I do not like this tank at all. Tier 10, Waffenträger Alfie 100, it's not even a debate. It's just like a fact. Alright, let's play in the Lech Panzer. This vehicle also has an auto-loading gun now, and a very fun one. See what we can do. So for those of you that don't know about this tank, it is a Tier 9 light tank, and it just received an auto-loading gun. It has 260, I think. It might be 270 alpha, but basically 260, 270 alpha. 2-second interclip, and it's pretty good. 2500 DPM. It's a very nice gun. It also features tracer shells now and adaptive concealment, which are absolutely huge. So, yeah, kind of massive overall. Alright, CS59. No, CS59's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. You know, it's definitely not a tank that I'd, like, go out of my way and play, but when I did play it, I actually had a fairly enjoyable experience. E5 can do pretty well. E5 is a good tank. It's a very good tank. Getting ace in 752 is tougher than most tier 10s. It's probably tougher than all tier 10s, to be real. You basically have to get 1600 XP if you want to ace. Which is a lot. Okay. Well. Come on, Caro. Back up. Damn. Well, we got one shell. It's better than nothing, I guess. Leopard's flanking. We still gotta wait 6 more seconds before we can get any damage into the enemy tanks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's see. Got the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. That missed. Gotta love my RNG. Wow, okay then. Alright, Wargaming. I understand. I'm not allowed to pen my shots today. I can hit the dumbest shots ever in the Kampfpanzer, but I can't hit a single shot in this tank. There you go. Bonk. 250, and... nice. I don't think that Rheinmetall understands that I have tracer shells, so every time I shoot them, they're spotted for 20 seconds. T-54 is kind of pointless. I don't agree with that. I think the T-54 is actually a really fun tank. There's a nice shot once, there's a nice shot twice, and reload back in the cover. You can definitely see where the gun on this tank is really good, though. Like, it's this little pesky light tank, and you got this kind of nasty auto-loading gun. I think this vehicle is really fun, to be real. Okay. My RNG, though. Holy bruh. Alright, well, we are probably going to die. Yeah. That's where he hits me, right in the corner, of course. Nobody ever misses. It won't make a difference, and we weren't going to get any more damage out anyway. T92 clears that player, and the M48 Patton will clear the 7.5 too. Bonk. Alright, not bad. Also, I will unhide the one guy if I can really quick. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Settings. General. No. Permissions. No. Community moderation. There it is. And then I have banned users. And the guy that was banned is... what was his name? He just got... did he get banned? I don't think he did. Where's Mo? I don't give a crap about that guy. No, I don't think he got banned. The guy that was donating. Unless it's this guy with Chinese characters. I'll unban him. Alright. Either way. Not a bad game. Not a crazy game either. This tank looks like a tier 9 concept. It's a goofy vehicle. If you have adaptive concealment and get shot by tracer, are you still spotted for 20? No, you're spotted for 17 seconds. But, I mean, let's be real. 17 seconds, 20 seconds, it's basically the same thing, so... it's not going to make a difference for the most part. Guys, do you think our IS-3 wants help? Lech Panzer 70 is the rarest tank. I would honestly say that the AE Phase 1 and Chieftain Prototype are both rarer. Yo guys, our teammate needs help. Our T-25. I don't know where he's going, to be honest, but I'm going to knock down this bush right here and use this as cover. There you go. Spot the enemy Panzer. There's one shell, 2 shells. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's 500 damage. We've done 1 shot's worth of an Eric. It's so dumb. Alright, let's reload. We got the FCM in the back. 3, 2, 1. Boom. There's 1 shell. Boom. There's 2 shells. Yeah, this thing's a bop. It is a bop. And the camo values, as you can see, are really good in this thing, so you can be a little rat and get away with it. Can you play 1 autoloader for me? The tier 10 Foch. Sure. Alright, let's move back up here. And there's the enemy T-49. Boom. Can't get another shell into you. Let's see, is the T-49 gonna do exactly what I think he is? Yeah, but I don't have the gun depression for it, so oh well. Alright, let's reload. Should be unspotted in just a moment. And indeed we are. Then I can chill right here. And in 5 seconds we'll rush the enemy... what is it? The Panzer. I don't know why my brain was drawing a blank there. Come here, Panzer. Hello. There's 1 pen, 2 pens, and 3. I mean, this tank's a bop. I mean, you can see exactly why. It's got the DPM, it's got the mobility, it's kind of got everything. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for a nice shell once, a nice shell twice, and bye-bye. I tracked him because I wasn't sure if I had enough clipping potential to kill him, but I guess I did, so I didn't even need to track him. But it's still fun to spin somebody out. Alright, let's get behind the enemy TNH. Here we go. Wonder if we can high explosive this guy in the rear. We cannot. Unfortunate. But there's 1. Oh, there's 2. And there's 3. Well, 3,700 damage dealt so far. This tank's a bop. I mean, you guys can see. Everything about this tank is really nice. The DPM, the gun depression, the spotting mechanics are insanely good. There you go. Well, there you have it. How to pen a Super Pershing from the front. You either shoot it when it's gray, or you shoot it in the hatch. Well, sweet. That was a pretty easy game. Yep. This tank's really good. I don't know how much I'm averaging in it. 30... I've only played 9 games, but 3,400 in the 9 games. Like, this thing's solid. If it does come out for purchase, I will definitely keep people posted on it, because this is like one of the best tier 9 lights in the game now. One thing I want to see, what's the view range on this tank? View range. It would be right here. 304. Not bad. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good view range. But one other thing I want to see is the camouflage values. What are this thing's camouflage values? It's probably easier to find them if I just click on this. 64, 57. Let's compare that to this. 67. Okay, so it doesn't have the best camo, but it does a very good mechanics. I think the Hawk 12 also has these mechanics. Indeed it does. But this tank is flat better than the Hawk 12. Alright, we'll do the Foch for 1 game because it was donated. Yeah, it's properly equipped. Will they ever sell the Lek Panzer again? Oh yeah, 100%. I know that they're going to sell it again because they just buffed it. Why would Wargaming buff a vehicle if they're not planning on selling it? Ask that question to yourself, and you've already answered it. Yes, this tank will be sold. I'm not sure if it will be released in the auctions that are coming out that I've already announced or what, but I can tell you for a fact it will be sold at some point. Hot take, my guy. Tier 6 and 5 are fun now and then. I mean, I don't know if it's a hot take. It's... You just like tier 5 and 6. I don't love tier 5 and 6, but it's alright. Alright. Will they ever sell the mouse tank again? That one I'm not sure. That one is a bit of a different debate. Alright, aiming. Nice. Gotta love my RNG. Ah, and I got hatched because I'm Droodles and I will... Oh yeah. Gotta love the Foch RNG. Always the best. Okay, I'm still spotted? I refuse to believe I'm still spotted. Like, I got blind fired. Wow, I actually did. It's amazing. I really can't do anything in this current circumstance. It's a bit of a bummer. What are we gonna do here? Bro, what is this guy doing? What a bozo. Oh my god. I can't. I can't with this game sometimes. I've done one shot of damage. I'm at 600 health now. And every shot I fired has screwed me over. It's actually really sad. There it is. Thank you. Oh my god, bro. Sometimes it's hard to enjoy Blitz. And this is one of those moments. Like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, whatever. I'm going to put on speed boost. I'm going to YOLO the T100. Because I think that's the only play I can realistically make at this point. Hello, T100. Oh, there it is. Thank you, game. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's just... It's hard to have fun in this game sometimes. It is. And that was definitely one of those moments where the Foch armor did not work even in the slightest. Every single shot either hatched me or hit me in some sort of weak spot, and then gun didn't work at all. So, oh well. Oh well. They need to buff the Foch? Yeah, I don't know. The first two shots we fired, too, were just awful. We weren't ever going to win this, though. I mean, the moment we were flanked and everything like this happened, it was cooked. I'm not going to play it again, though, because, quite frankly, I don't care. We're going to go back to the main purpose of the stream, and that is to play the new tanks. Alright, let's just chill in the 116 again. Honestly, the 116's been pretty fun, and I want to continue chilling in it. Problem with Himmelsdorf is you can't really do anything if you don't have a turret. And it's true. Tank destroyers really struggle on Himmelsdorf, especially tank destroyers like the Foch that are super unflexible. The Foch is a great tank. I actually really, really like it, and I think the Foch is overpowered in most situations. It's got really good armor, it's got really good mobility, and super high damage output. The problem with the Foch is that when you're on a map like Himmelsdorf, it's too small to really use your camo, you don't have enough time to aim it on the enemy, and you saw exactly what happened. Like, in retrospect, what I should have done is gone the medium flank, but I didn't know that it was going to go down like that until it had, and by that point, it was already too late. What do I think about the A-Phase one? I think it's just a reskin Demon 03 with a bit better turret armor. It's a good tank, but I'm not gonna, say like it's amazing. It's a heavy. I wouldn't recommend to spend your money on it. Alright, here we go. Boy. Well, looks like we're going town, guys. This is a team of all heavies on our side. Every single tank we have. All of our tank destroyers are heavily armored. Basically every single tank, apart from our single grill, is heavy. So, we'll see what happens here. Alright, they are in base A. Okay. That's a Jagdpanzer, which I don't really know what to do. Well, we got the Kron over there. I'll just sit and wait. There's really no point to do anything else. Bonk. Okay, and he still hits it. Well, you know what, Yag? I can repay the favor, my dude. I guess that Yag just had a steep enough angle to still be able to hit me with golden pen. I'm not loving this right now. Especially with that Kron and 140 over here. Alright, nice. 525. That's it. That's a juicer. 525 is definitely a hard hitter. Our Yag gets a nice shot into the Kron. But now he's dead, which means I have to fight the Kron and everything else. Yay. Alright, let's back up. And we'll see what happens here. Come on, Kron, poke it. I'll wait. I've got the patience. Yeah, bye. There's the Yag. Let's hope that our Super Conch can get the clearance of that player. Honestly, I'm not even that worried even if our Super Conch doesn't, because I should out-reload the Yag and be able to get the clearance of this player anyway, which will give my Super Conch more leniency. So, there you go. I get a bounce from the Kron. My Super Conqueror is still alive, which is obviously important. However, it's not going to matter. This team's pretty awful anyway. Nice. Yeah, this is just average blitz team here. This is where DPM is important, because sometimes having that extra bit of DPM allows you to bleed the enemy more. And we don't have that DPM to bleed the enemy, so we're just in this perpetual team of awful. I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? Nice little ram into the Kron. Got the 57 heavy on my rear. And unfortunately for me, well, I can pen the Kron. I just had to angle it properly. It'd be really funny if this Kron died to me from a ram. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do in that game. Foch is amazing. I do like the Foch. Just because I have one bad game in the Foch does not mean it's a bad tank. Some people will always, like, watch you know, somebody play a tank and they have, like, a bad game in it. And they're like, oh, the tank's bad. It's not the case. You have to base your opinions of a vehicle on a prolonged amount of time. We'll go back to the Eric after this game. But you can't base your opinions off of one battle. You have to play hundreds of games. It's why I always tell these monkeys that say, oh, which server is better, that you can't just say A or B is better. You have to play hundreds and hundreds of games to get a ballpark estimate. Alright, here we go. Two-shot on the Foch is pretty good. I mean, the two-shot on the Foch is the only gun you should be working with. Does that guy still want me playing in the E100 and the Tier 2? If you're still there, let me know. He's gonna make me say a woo or something in chat again. Okay, I do have teammates here, so I didn't actually mean to cut off that concept. Oh, no, he's going this way. Okay. Alright. Okay. Now you're turning back the other way? What are we doing, bro? What is our concept doing? What is your view on grinding the E5? Is it worth the time? I think it is. I think the E5 is a very, very fun tank. Alright, let's keep moving up. And let's see, we have the enemy 116, which I do get a nice pen into. I get a bounce. And oh, there it is. There it is. See, sometimes this gun is irritating. And when it is irritating, it's very irritating. 3, 2, 1, and kerplonk. Ooh, nice fire. Let me shoot you. I was going to say in the same spot, but it's fine. We bleed this guy out a lot. And this is where you don't want to play your 116. Alone, with no support from your team, and caught out in the open. And that's exactly what happened to that player. Nice. E4 bounced me. That's what happens when you have APCR standard. Look at the mobility on this thing, though. It's so fast. Especially when you compare it to, like, you know, the Kron. Nice, 406, back in the cover. Alright. I'm gonna wait for my shells to come back. I'm gonna play this one smart. Although, I'm not sure why this BZ is making this play, to be real. Interesting decision. I mean... yeah, I don't know what the thought process is here. I'll just put on reactive. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there goes that player. What are we gonna do, Caro? What are we gonna do? As I said, the turret armor on this tank is actually pretty good now, so players like this Caro, which try to pen me, won't reliably be able to pen me. And in return, I don't really have to care. I can just get some bounces, push up. Yeah, bro's probably panicking right now. And we back up again. Bonk. Pretty bad roll, but I don't care. There we go, another bounce. 3,600 damage at this point, and our Eric is going to roll over the corner. Bye-bye. I almost got that reload out. Yeah, 116 F3, absolute bop. I have absolutely zero complaints about this tank whatsoever. Alright. Yeah, 3,700, another ace. There you go. It's a beast. Alright, we've played enough games in the 116. Let's do a couple more games in the Eric, and then we'll call it a day. I think we'll play for... Maybe we'll play until we lose. If there's any more donations, we'll keep going at the end of the stream. Apart from that, we'll call it. I think the most balanced tier 10 TD is the 268. I agree. 268's a fun vehicle. I don't think it's overpowered. I don't think it's underpowered. Although I do think that Wargaming in general needs to nerf camo values, because they're too good right now. E3, E4, E5. I think out of the three, I would say the E5 is probably the best, but I also think the E4 is really, really good, so it's hard for me to say which of the vehicles I would recommend to go for. Alright, I do have support. What 3 tanks are autoloaders? The 3 tanks that I've been playing during the stream. The Air Concept 1, 116 F3, and what's the last one? My brain's dying. Lek Panzer 70. Interesting. I'm not making a play until I see where the enemy team is. I'm not dumb. And I know what happens when you make aggressions or, you know, plays that you get caught out in the open for. I will sit here like a good boy until the enemy... Yeah, there you go. Now that we see base D being captured, or not D, now that we see base A being captured, I can move up. But you never want to make an aggression until you know where the enemy team is. Because for all you know, they're all camping in this back little spot. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Freaking cancer, bro. Alright, that penned. That was 100% a pen. And now we reload. I see that CDA. He's trying to run. Come on, Bisante. Bonk. 550. That's so dumb. It's just so dumb that this thing rolls that high, bruh. And it's accurate. Why is this thing so accurate? This is the dumbest tank. Come on, reload. 3. Nah, he's just cooked. There's no point to even bother. Got the IS-3 all the way in the back. Watch this. I'm just gonna reload and go in at this point. Alright. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, good sir. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. This tank is not good for the game. It's not. It's not. This tank is so freaking stupid, bro. Yo, guys. This was a good balancing decision. I don't even want to kill the 50 TP. I want to go for tanks that have more health. Okay, that IS... Oh, it's not an IS-3. It's a frickin' CDA is what it is. Yeah. Thought the IS-3 was shooting me, but it's 100% that CDA. He's being a little rat camping, probably there, and he just keeps on pegging me. Well, you know what, CDA? Your time's about up, bro. Yep. Yep. Hey, you want to run? Yeah, bye. Bye-bye. I didn't even get the shell, but I don't care, because you're dead. Let's try and get the charioteer. Speed. Bonk. How would you personally play the Leo as a medium tank or a light tank? Actually, I play it as a tank destroyer. I mean, I don't play the Leopard like a tank destroyer every game, but in general, the Leopard one is a passive tank. You do not want to play it aggressive. There are moments when I will play it aggressive, but I kind of play it like a grill. Early game, I get bleeds out, I wait for the enemy to make bad plays, I flank, and then I decide to move up and do, you know, everything else. World of Fish, yeah, you like my OP background? They can make the Eric this broken, why not make the Sheridan the same? The Sheridan is broken, so I don't know what to tell you. Off skates. What is your gaming gear? I swear, bro. I will send you to the gaming gear gulag. Alright, let's move up. There's the Skoda. There's the Char. There's the entire enemy team. And the T-49. There we go. And... bye. Yep, that's good for the game. Full health tank just deleted. Reloading. Oh no. Sir. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to shoot the Skoda. There we go. Nice. I think Ghost Moon lagged out. I don't think he did that on purpose. And I can see the Skoda molding. Oh, yeah. You definitely lagged out. Okay. Well. Oof. Oof. Oh, the lightweight's over here, guys. What an awful high explosive roll. Well. This tank's good for the game, guys. This tank's good for the game. Putting on speed boost. Where do you think you're running, boy? Where do you think you're running? The answer is nowhere. Bye-bye. This tank's good for the game, guys. Oh, yeah. Not overpowered at all. No, 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 no. How could Wargaming possibly release an overpowered tank? That's unheard of. Wargaming? Overpowered? What? I don't know what the heck I could be smoking. We'll play until we lose. When we lose, we'll call it. But, wow, what a freaking dumb tier 9. It's just a tier 10, but better. I mean, 3,700 average damage, bro. In a freaking tier 9. What are we doing? What are we doing? And it won't get nerfed. That's the funny part. It won't. So, this tank is here to stay like this. If it was a single shot, it would have been a lot more balanced. The problems are... Ugh, I've got hiccups. I'll list you the problems and what makes this tank OP, right? First problem, it's accurate. Why is this tank accurate? I don't know. It shouldn't be. A vehicle that has 500 damage should not be accurate. That's the first problem. Second problem is that it has good shell velocity. Not only does it have accuracy, it also has shell velocity. Third problem, it has good pen. It has no pen downsides at all. Fourth problem, the tank is fast, has no negative downsides in terms of mobility, and is even somewhat armored. So, when you add all these things together, you really have to ask yourself, what downsides does the tank have? And I really can't come up with one. Even the DPM's not bad. 2300 DPM it's pretty decent for what it is. Alright, well, let's chill right here. There's the AMX 30. Bonk, 497. And let's see. Oh, there it is. Really, really. Shoots me across the map, my guy. There it is. Alright, I don't know what to do here. I have an IS-7, I have a 183, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Hmm. What are we doing, Patton, huh? Oh, yeah, there you go. Good. Get frickin' poobed. Alright, Patton's gonna try and run, which means I can get a nice tracking shell for 400, and in 3, 2, 1, bye-bye. Oh, there you go. Isn't Mirage Mike a content creator? Somebody confirm or deny with me. Pretty sure Mirage Mike. Tell me if that's the content creator. I mean, he doesn't have a huge following, but I'm pretty sure it is Mirage Mike, if I'm not mistaken, that I'm thinking of. He's chill. I've seen him on, I've said hi to him in the past. Oh, you want to go? Okay. There it is, bro. There it is. There it is. The grill. The random grill just in China. Well, probably won't win this game unless our, teammates do something. I don't know how our IS-7 died. But there's no world I would have known the grill was back there, so... Oh well. Yeah, no, it's cooked. These 183s are just freaking useless. Like, how much further back could you sit in your 183, my guy? That's the problem. You rely on these 183s to be teammates, and they're just, you know, look at this guy. Oh, yeah, you guys are doing great. Amazing. Truly amazing. Will our 183 pen a shot? No, of course not. How many fingers do you see? 0, because apparently you're paraplegic, my guy. I have no words. Alright, well, I said I'd do a tier 1, or a tier 2 game, so I will sit in queue and see if we can get a tier 2 battle out. I'll give it 3 minutes. If we don't get a game in 3 minutes, then whatever. I'll do one more game in the... There, I have this one equipped. I'll do one more game in the Eric before we end off. Just to have a little bit of fun. You cannot message for both teams in EU. Indeed. I don't know. Well, I know why, but it's kind of dumb. They should just make it so that they have an auto-moderation AI that will ban people for saying Ukraine or something, you know. Alrighty. I follow Mirage Mike on OnlyFans. What? What am I reading? What am I reading? There will definitely be a video on this. On what? The tank? Whenever a tank gets buffed, whenever a tank gets nerfed, whenever a new tank gets added into the game, you already know I'm going to do a video on it. Like, we know this. This is not crazy. NBT-70 armor is a joke. You mean the Conf Panzer 70? Because it's not the NBT-70? I mean, technically it is, but I don't know why you wouldn't call it the Conf Panzer. And second of all, the armor on that tank is quite good, and when you pair it with the most accurate 15 centimeter, I'm not sure what you're... I don't know, my dude. I don't know what you're mad at. The thing I like while playing in PC is that you can aim while using the scroll button. Can't you do that in Blitz too? I don't know what you mean. If you just... Oh, you mean mobile on Blitz. I see. Or you mean playing PC on Blitz. Why do people like low tiers? Because they're poobs. Alright, I'll give it 10 more seconds. If we don't get a battle, I'll call it. Come on. Come on, Ouija. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, unfortunately again. The problem with low tiers is you just sit in queue, and you sit in queue, and you sit in queue, and it makes it a little hard to enjoy. Bro, we won that game. What? Well then, I guess we get to continue playing the Eric anyway. I said I'll keep going until I lose, and we won that. I really don't know how we won that. The enemy team must have been really, really, really bad. Specifically that Hawk 12, because the only way they lost that game is if that Hawk made a bad play. how to get better in this game, I would recommend to watch my videos. I think playing Blitz on PC is a cheat. I disagree. You should go watch my video I posted a couple days ago while playing on mobile and averaging over 4,000 damage. I think that people try to make excuses for reasons why people might do better than them instead of learning how to get good at the game. And even if PC was at an advantage, it still wouldn't excuse you for not doing good. Like, that's really the bottom line. I hate when people make excuses. I remember when there was a comp player. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is, guys. There it is. Like, what? Yep, there it is. There it is. Just the random... This is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about before. Just the random line of enemy tanks that exist. And you will never, ever, ever be able to predict it. You won't. You can be the best player in the game. And... No, I'm cooked. I'm cooked, bro. Games like this piss me off. Because I didn't do anything wrong in this battle, and I get freaking killed. Yeah. That's so gay, bro. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. No. Like, what am I supposed to do? Nothing spotted. They're all in their spawn. I make one maneuver, and they all get detected. I hate games like that. Because it's not even like skill. It's just why. And there's your Sheridan, the player that you needed to support you. There he is. That's great. That's just fun. Alright, well, we'll do one more game, and we'll do it in the 116. I'm not waiting for this game to end. Games like that just really irritate me. It's not obviously the tank's fault. It's just, when you get into a game like that, like, what are you supposed to do? Predict that they're going to be just sitting there waiting? I guess I should, but when I'm on 0 hours of sleep, it's just... Alright. Last game. Let's try it again. Let's try it one more time. And maybe this time we'll have a bit better of a result. Play a stock KD1. Yeah, that's not happening. No. No. Just no. Should I grind Jagdpanzer E100? No, I'd recommend to go for the E100 first and just use the derp gun, because the E100 with the big boy alpha does 660, so... Yeah, sorry, E50. I am doing my role as a heavy tank and going to the heavy flank of the map. Alright. So this will be the last game on stream, guys. Couple reasons. A, I'm getting a little nauseous after staring at a screen for so long. I need to eat something, and... yeah. Second thing is that... we've been streaming for a while. 2 hours and 20 minutes, so... I think it's been enough time. Alright, we got the enemy M6 show over here, and gonna move up. We have the Tiger, which I'm going to load, and miss. Let's try again. There you go. Not bad. I want to send it, honestly. I do, and I think we're going to. I think that's legit the best play. I need to send it, because our E50 was stupid, and even though they knew we weren't going to support, still made the dumb play maneuvering their tank there. So, oh well. What I'm going to do is move up and aim it on the side of the O, and there's... Oh my god. See, that's called just the worst RNG ever. That is called unplayable levels of RNG there. Like, what was that, my dude? That's bogus. And that just lost our chieftain 900 health. That yo would be dead right now if my RNG didn't do that. Alright, aiming. There you go, nice. Let's back up. I wonder if our chieftain... Okay, good, he does pen it. Yeah, I'll clear the yo for you. It is winnable? No, it's not. I don't think it's winnable. I take it back. Because our 183 is alone. Why would you drive up and, you know, well, at least save a one-shot Sheridan. So it's a 4 versus 4 technically, if you count their Sheridan being a one-shot. Maybe it is winnable. I'm on the team. It's winnable. Okay, moving up. And a couple seconds left. We'll have our clip back, which is obviously quite important. Let's see if that CS decides to poke this. Come on. Come on. Or the Yag. That works too. There's one shell. And 2 shells. And 3. Okay. See, the dispersion on this tank. The dispersion, bruh. Nice. We're getting out damage, though. We're getting out damage. We're already up to 2,800, which is pretty good. I'm not really sure why this CS-59 is making this play, but I'm going to aim it on your roof, and now you're a one-shot for my 50 TP, so I don't really care about you. Yeah, bro gave up. I don't know why you would have made that play to begin with, to be real. Alright. Well, reloading. Got the 6 right here. Sheridan's still camping in their spawn. Yeah, what a shocker. Bro can't help himself. Gotta camp in a light tank. Yeah, we will win this. Their team threw this big time. I just need to reload for a couple more seconds. Alright, there you go. And now this E6 is about to hate life. Oh. Bro is gonna run. I literally don't care. You can run all you want, my dude. You just lost 800 health from the fire. You're still running. There you go. And... Myriag. Yep. Enjoy. I mean, this is a super easy game again. Super duper easy. Bonk. Is it so necessary to implement RNG in a tank game, and why do they do it? RNG is 100% necessary. I think the thought process of saying a 183 should be perfectly accurate because you're sitting still is stupid, and that's as simple as it is. You cannot make a counter argument to that. If you're telling me that you should be able to hit every shot in a 183 as long as you're sitting still, no. Dispersion is RNG. Now, if you're saying RNG as in average rolls deviating, then I can somewhat understand. I think that average damage does make sense. I just think that the level of what your RNG can roll should be decreased. Instead of it being plus 25, minus 25, it should be plus 15, minus 15. Is it 25%? What is it? I don't know what it is. I think it's plus 25, minus 25 damage. Yeah, it is. So I think it should be plus minus 15%, which would then be less troll. But either way, pretty chill stream. One thing I want to do before we end it off is specifically see how much damage I'm averaging in the 116. So if I pull out the calculator and we do it all up, it's 5,027. What do you guys think? Whoever guesses the exact amount of damage I'm averaging in the 116, I will give $100 to. I think I did the Normandy game. Yep. And then we have this game. 4120. And then 5015. 3940. Ooh, that one wasn't good. 1706. 3610. That was that one, right? Yep. Then we have 4184. 2908. We have 4271. And we had a couple more. Oh, there you go. Ooh, that was a bad one. 1768. That must have been a really bad team. 3306. 5091. 3256 5539. And then I'm not gonna do the canal one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait. Where am I? Where the heck did I just go? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we take 57,000, we divide it by 15, and we average 3,834 damage. It's pretty good, honestly, especially because I'm literally sleep deprived as hell. And we had some low damage games in there, but it's a great example. This is a fantastic tier 10 heavy, and I think this proves it. So there you have it. I don't think anybody got this number exactly. 3834. There were some people that were close. 3.9, 3937. But I don't think anybody got it exactly. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. If you'd like to see more content, please consider smashing that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.